His name is Jason Palmer.
The American Samoa Democratic Caucus was won by entrepreneur Jason Palmer.
Shout out to a guy named Jason Miller who won there. I don't know.
Yes.
Or Palmer, Jason Palmer.
So you likely hadn't heard of Democrat presidential candidate Jason Palmer until last night, when he made Joe Biden the first incumbent president in over 4 decades to lose a primary or caucus. Palmer won the American Samoa Democrat caucuses. If you haven't heard of the territory, here it is on a map in the South Pacific between Hawaii and New Zealand. Probably a beautiful place to live. Roughly 50,000 people do live there. A U.S. territory since 1900. And Jason Palmer joins us tonight. And, sir, it's good to have you on. I want to ask, of all the places, how exactly did you do this last night?
Well, it's really basic campaigning. And Rob, thanks for having me on the show. I'm a big fan, actually.
Thank you.
We hired 3 people on the island who had worked on previous campaigns, and we gave them a budget, and we said, let's get out the vote. And what they did is they created a lot of handmade signs. Actually, we did 3 virtual town halls. We actually got ourselves piped in during the caucus so that we could actually talk to the caucus goers about our policies. And probably the most important thing is I listened to the people of American Samoa. I've never been to American Samoa, but I wanted to hear what their key issues and needs were. And honestly, I think I was the only candidate who really engaged in dialogue with them.
And you made a splash. I mean, most people don't. I don't know much about it. I know they produce a lot of NFL players. They got some big boys in that part of the world. But let me ask you this: why challenge Joe Biden? He's the incumbent. He's it's been 4 years. He wants 4 more. Why challenge?
Well, I challenged Joe Biden in the beginning because I think it's really important for there to be a robust debate and campaign that goes on both sides, actually. Over the course of this whole campaign, I usually wear a purple tie because I believe that great ideas come from all corners of the political spectrum. And I do agree with Joe Biden on a lot of things. I am a Democrat, but we need to bring the budget deficit down. You were just talking about that in an earlier segment on inflation. Both Trump and Biden, in fact, presidents of both parties for the last 22 years, we've been running huge deficits. We need to get that balanced budget back under control. We need to solve inflation, and I agreed with what you were saying before about, Joe is really not focused on that. He's trying to blame it on companies instead of actually working on reducing the budget deficit and working with the Fed.
All right. Jason Palmer. Well, we appreciate you coming on. It was a very interesting night. That was an interesting nugget of it. We appreciate it, sir. Good to see you.
Thank you.